And what?
Hey, we're live.
Live and in
Live.
color. Except for there's no color here. We're all white folks.
We're live. I got
We're
pink
live.
on. That's a color.
You got pink on your face?
You got pink on my cheeks.
Oh, you get out in the sun today.
No, I'm just pink cheeked.
Oh, you're just pink cheeked. So what's going on, T? I haven't seen you. Chris, what's going on? Well, T, I have seen you because you're like inside the RV and I'm outside the RV. So, you know, I'm outside this beautiful, look at this beautiful day though.
It is a pretty day here today.
I mean, what is it, like 40? No, it can't be 40. It's like 58 degrees here, something like that. The wind's just slowly blowing.
It's nice. It's a nice day today.
Next week, we'll be out on the water. So we'll get to see some of the water stuff and you can see all the trees right behind us. And there's a little lake, a little bitty one right here. But down there, if you follow the road in front of us, is the big lake. We'll be down there next week. So
like Massacamajuchu. Something. Huh? Massaqua or something like that.
Massaqua. No, there's a G-O-O at the end. Ain't there? Jagugu.
I don't remember. It runs all the way into Canada. It's a huge lake.
Yeah, it's like 32 miles worth of lake. And they say, here's what they say. They say if you get on the lake and you cross the Canadian border, as long as you do not touch land, they can't bother you. I don't know that I believe that. I don't know that I want to take that chance because I don't want to be in a Canadian jail. I've dealt with some of them folks in there. It ain't happening. They're French Canadian on this side too. Whew, that could be even worse. Some of them talked to us before. Yeah, I don't know why they don't like Americans.
I think because we go across our border so much.
Yeah, right. You keep coming. Why are you coming over here? Stay in your own country.
We're all moving to Canada.
Oh yeah.
It's expensive in Canada. I don't recommend that.
No, I don't think it's time to go to Canada. So what we got going on? We got some big news.
Well, we finally got our set for the NBA finals. Got our two teams.
Well, first, okay, I'm gonna give a hint on the, I put a hint out there and I've been getting text messages and phone calls that we got some big news, and we do have some big news. So we're gonna, after the break, we're gonna talk a little bit about the Celtics and the Golden State Warriors, which they're going to be starting a championship. Do what?
You almost said Celtics, didn't you?
He did. Almost said Celtics. I heard him.
He tried. He almost did.
That's Chris. Chris has been saying Celtic all day, and Mama T's
Chris, who does not watch basketball, calls them the Celtics.
Calls them the Celtics, and Mama T said we're not in Scotland. You can't call them that, or Ireland, wherever you're from. Yeah. Ireland. So. But anyway, it's a beautiful day outside. We're going to get to our big news here in just a little bit. I'm excited about it pretty much. Mama T is kind of on the fence. Let's put it this way. It's a person.
I always hold my excitement until I see what happens.
Well, that's true. And we've talked and we've got some insight. So we're going to let you in on that information in just a little bit. But I want to take my hat off to all those graduates at Lowndes County and Valdosta High School. And you know what? It's not just Lowndes and Valdosta, because we go coast to coast. We're over the water and everything. Because we do have some friends that watch us from Scotland that we were talking to while we were over there. So it goes out to all the young men and women that have graduated and made it this far, and they've got to make a life decision on where they're going to go and what they're going to do next. And you know what? I don't know that I'd want to go back to that situation, because that right there grooms you for the rest of your life, whether you're going to college or where you're doing the arts, or whether you're doing the mechanical stuff, or you're doing the computer stuff like Chris, or do what, Chris?
Yeah, engineering.
Yeah. So
I 100% recommend trade school nowadays.
Yeah, so that's what I was looking for, was the trade school. So it doesn't matter where you go.
That's what my son wants to do.
Yeah, I want to give congratulations out to those that actually got to that point, and those that took their GED this year and were able to get through it. They don't have to have a college degree or high school diploma anymore. You can get your GED, and we know some that did that this year, and I'm very proud of them, because sometimes school isn't what isn't made for everybody.
Not for everyone, no.
School is not bad. College is not for everybody. I say that all the time. In trade schools, you can go learn to be a plumber or electrician or a diesel mechanic. Those are all very good jobs where you can certainly support yourself and make a good living, and there's no shame in any of those jobs.
That's right.
Hairdresser.
You know what?
Hairdressers make fortune.
If we talk, we know a couple of hairdressers too, and in the family. The thing is, if you know me, we don't talk about religion, but I'm going to give you one amen on that, girlfriend.
That's right.
Anyway, so okay. So Chris, a question for you. So you were off last week. You didn't even see the show. We didn't go live on YouTube. We didn't do a lot of things. Your dad did a great job.
Week before last.
Before last. Your dad did a great job. So let me ask you this. Are we on YouTube today?
Yeah.
Are we on Facebook today?
We should be. Let me check to make sure.
Are we?
No,
are we on 100%. All of our other podcasts across?
It tells me that we are here.
Okay, cool. And then are we on our website?
Should be. Like I said.
So all you gotta do is see that code. Let me raise my hand just a little bit. Whoop, wrong side. It'll be that side. See that barcode right there? If you'll scan that Scantron, it'll take you to our Facebook where you can get to any of those things, TikTok, Facebook, all that. That's why on YouTube. And all our shows are on YouTube except for maybe one or two.
Got Facebook.
What episode is this, Chris?
78.
We've done this 78 times. We met a bunch of people on the way through, and Jimmy Lindsay's son just graduated. And give him a shout out. Congratulations!
Congratulations.
We're on Twitch.
So we're on Twitch.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means. So
I know you don't. It's okay. We're there though.
Isn't that the guy who used to dance on the Ellen Show? Twitch?
Oh, we're on him. We're actually, does it bounce off like his chest?
I mean, he's cool.
Yeah, he can probably do something like that, right?
Well, Twitch is a streaming app that has become widely used by. It was mostly started for gamers and such, and then now there's a lot of podcasters and YouTubers that have gone over to Twitch and things like that as well. So.
That's why we keep you around, Chris. You know about these things.
Chris knows these things. Actually, it wasn't. Wait a minute. Chris, are you going to take credit for this or what? I just asked you. You going to take credit for the Twitch or not?
Oh, no. That was my son, actually. Said, y'all need to go on Twitch. I said, no, you're right. You're right.
Yep.
Good job, son.
I don't have enough brain space to remember all these things.
Yeah, that's me. I'm not, hey, Chris tells me to sit in the chair and look halfway decent. So I sit in the chair and I try to get to where I'm at right now. So I do what he tells me to. He's the boss. He's the producer. He's the executive. He runs all the websites and all that stuff. So Chris is the man. Let's just give him credit. With that, it's being said, Chris, is there anything in the world of computers or podcasts that we need to know about?
No. Yeah.
There's nothing new.
There's probably a lot of things. There's always new stuff coming out. I can't think of anything brand new.
So the question is,
people want to start a podcast, they can contact Chris to help them get going. Are we still open to that?
Yes, we're talking about that.
Yeah, I mean, we have a studio space that's available when we're not using it, and I can help them get started if, that's what they would like to do.
Yeah, so hit them up at the Armchair Sports, what is it, at yahoo.com?
Yeah, or Shadowfox Design.
These things. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, you can either go to my website or you can contact
Chris Hodgkiss at Shadowfox Designs.
Oh, yeah, it's Chris at shadowfox.design.
Chris at shadowfox.design.
Yeah.
If anybody out there wants to start a podcast, needs a little help figuring out how to get it going, you can hit Chris up for a reasonable fee. He can get you started in the right direction.
Hey, Chris, I want to be your partner in this. Can I help? Oh, wait, I'm not there. Dang it. Why you always get the good stuff? Dang, you get the good jobs. Teaching people podcasts and everything else. I want your job. But then again, I don't have to do nothing. So, do what?
I wish it was my full-time job.
It will be soon. We're going to get there, buddy. I promise you. So anyway, so let's talk a little bit of Celtics and the Warriors. But first, let's go back and talk about this series before now. One was Miami and the Celtics. And I'm going to tell you. And then the other one was Celtics and
Warriors and Dallas. The Mavericks.
Warriors and Dallas. Now, about 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, I was asked, what did I think would happen? And look, hold on, wait, I can't reach it back there because I said, if you guys recall, go back and listen to episode 76, I think it is. I don't know, but 76 sounds good. And you'll listen to it on there, and it actually says, I say that it'll go in 5 to Golden State. And then I also said I wasn't sure, but I would ride a dime on them going 7 in the Miami and the Boston game.
Yeah, because I thought Miami Boston would go to 6.
Right.
I thought Boston would take them at 6, but they took them 7.
Well, they could.
I knew Golden State would give at least one game away, so that one would go 5.
Well, they had to get back home to finish it off at home.
So they just always somehow managed to give one game away.
Well, and that's what I couldn't understand with the Miami-Boston game in the Garden. Boston almost looked like they didn't show up. Miami literally came out with like a bat out of hell. They was there. They were out there in that game in the Garden, and Boston just looked, they were flat. Now then you turn that around and you go back down to Miami, and it was totally reversed. Boston came out and never looked back in that race.
Boston got embarrassed in their home Garden. They had to.
Well, but
Miami rode Jimmy Butler. That game 6, Jimmy Butler is the only one from Miami who really showed up.
47 points.
He scored 47 points. So, but the other people didn't. Bam Adebayo and the rest of them just weren't. They didn't show up for the last game.
Right. Well,
the last 2 games, really.
Well, if you look at the deal, if you look at Boston had them outmanned. They had Miami's biggest thing is they're going to need to go find a big man. Right now, they're completely missing a big man.
Is it Bam? Bam's not the center.
Well, they really don't have one. Butler played mostly, but they play small. They play small. Well, no, Adebayo was probably was what they call, but he's only 6'8" or 6'9".
But now the Warriors play without a big guy too.
Yeah, but the Warriors play a different kind of ball. What they play is a running gun, whereas if, a friend of ours, Paul Williams, was coaching
Adebayo is listed as Miami center.
Right. So, I mean, and he's like
he's only 6'9".
But let's look at what Williams III did to him. He made him look like he was a child. They've got to go out and get a big man. They've got to get a 7-footer that actually can play. They've got a 7-footer on the bench, but he's getting older and he really can't play. So,
but now that's what they think about Dallas. Dallas needs to go get a big guy.
Yeah, Manute Bol.
Yeah, well, Manute Bol was.
Robert Williams is only 6'9".
Yeah, that's what. But his arm span is 7'4". His arm length is 7'4".
No, you're thinking about Kevon Looney.
Well, I'm also thinking about Williams III.
Hold on, I'm gonna look and see what his arm span is. Hold on.
Williams III has, if I'm not mistaken, it's like a 7 foot to 7'4" length, and there was nobody could stay on the court with him because of his arm. He was even out offensively out rebounding Horford when Horford was in the game. Now that was the difference in the Miami game. Miami didn't have Al Horford. Horford came out and proved that he wanted to be there.
Horford plays a lot like Draymond Green. He controls the court. He makes the good decisions. Like, I'm trying to find his wingspan, but I can't find.
Well, it's just like, but see, if you look at, and that's what Miami needs. They need somebody to actually be able to get the boards. Let's face it. They had Lowry, but I'm telling you, either Lowry played hurt. Lowry. How do I say this with being polite? Lowry is a great basketball player. The problem with Lowry is he tries to, instead of leaning on his basketball skills, what he's doing is he's trying to fake it to make it. He's pulling people down. He's faking free throws. He's faking fouls. He's falling on the ground. And he gets most of those calls because that's exactly what he does. Exactly what happened to Harden. They put a stop to that with Harden. Look what's happened. Harden cannot buy a bucket or a team right now because nobody wants to be on the team with Harden.
Nobody wants to do it.
Yeah, exactly. When Lowry's kind of following that same path, he needs to go back to his game. His game was great. he's got good game. If he would play his game instead of
like
trying to come outside of his game and you just don't like him.
I don't like him.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, hey, look here. Go Jaguars.
Go Jaguars.
So you know what? I don't really want to spend too much time. We've already spent a half hour on that, so we're kind of beating a dead horse with Miami, and even my brother, who's the biggest Miami fan, he likes to go to. He actually took me to a Miami game, and he told me up front. He said, "I just don't think there's a way that Miami can beat them. I think Boston is just too strong." And everybody was shocked that they went 7-0. Do what?
Celtics were the better team.
Yeah, for sure. At that particular point. So now let's move on to what you think you're going to see out of Boston and Golden State. Now, I'm going to let you go, Mama T. I'm going to let you go first, and you tell us what you think you're going to see out of the Warriors and the Celtics.
And the Celtics. I think it's going to be. It's hard to predict. They played twice during the season and they split it. But in the game that Boston won, Jordan Poole and Clay was out. Clay hadn't come back yet. And then in the game that the Warriors won, two of the main, I think Smart and somebody else were out of the game. So, Horford and Smart were out. So it's hard to say when you got everybody there and healthy, but is Marcus Smart healthy? He's been dealing with that nagging ankle injury. Right. And then who else was hurt on? Robert Williams. He's got a hammy, I think.
Yeah, he just had hip surgery too.
Yeah, I think he's got a bad knee though that's been making him kind of iffy the whole time and limiting his day numbers. But now the Warriors, they're firing on all cylinders. Andre Iguodala's hurt. He's been out almost the whole.
He's not going to play this year, right?
Well, they're saying he might come back, but I don't know that he would be that much of a benefit. They've got Andrew Wiggins, Jordan Poole, Klay Thompson. Clay's firing on all cylinders. He is back. Steph Curry. Kevon Looney suddenly decided he wanted to play, and he's been just tearing it up on the boards, and he's getting rebounds coming and going. So, Jordan Poole's like one of the best shooters in the league, and he's coming off the bench for the Warriors. Right. So, but then they got who else was hurt for the Warriors? Iguodala was questionable.
Horford was hurt. Smart was hurt.
Well, the guy broke his elbow. What's his name?
You're talking about the Warriors.
Yeah. But they went the last series against Dallas with none of those people on the court and did fine. So I don't really think they're missing that much. But it's all if the Celtics can keep up with the Warriors. They're the best conditioned team in the league, and they'd never stop, and there's no slowing them down.
Well, the problem, and as I always say, you've got to have a full team. You got to do a complete circle. You got to have everything there. So you have to be able to work with everybody. You have to gel at the right time. You have to peak at the right time. You have to perform at the right time. So if you're doing those three things, which is what the Warriors are doing, you're great. Here's the problems with the Celtics. If they can get Horford healthy over these next couple of days, because they don't play till Thursday, you get Horford and Smart both healthy, Smart both of his feet. You get the therapy done on those, and you get Williams where his knee's not hurting as bad, so you basically going to shoot up full of steroids, and you bring him back. I honestly think that the Celtics could play with Golden State. Here's my biggest worry. Now, I am the biggest Celtics fan in the world. I've been that way, and everybody knows I've said it 100 times. I've been a Celtics fan since Larry Bird. Used to watch him when I was a kid. That's where I formed most of my basketball skills, was after him. So, and we didn't have a three-point line, so we just, it was one of those, you just shoot from the top of the key. But here's my biggest problem, I think, is what the problem the Celtics are going to have. And I think that is going to be, you nailed it on the head, Mama T. I really think that the conditioning and the speed of the basketball game, if they leave their big men in, they're not going to. Now, Horford, I think Horford can get up and down the court. I don't think Williams can, because if you watch him, he was always lagging.
Sluggish.
So, right. So if you have Horford in there, because that's one of the things that they did to Miami. They pushed the ball in that last game, which actually gave them the heads up. The question is, can they push the ball as fast as the Warriors do? I don't think they can with the lineup.
Marcus Smart, Defensive Player of the Year for the Celtics.
No, for everybody, the NBA.
Right, that's what I meant. But he plays for the Celtics.
Right, yeah.
Can he shut Steph Curry down? Probably. But can he shut Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Jordan Poole, and Andrew Wiggins down?
Exactly. See, that's it.
The Warriors have so many weapons.
That's the thing. And
can
I don't
they
think
guard all of them?
But here's my thing is I agree with you to one point up till the point of that's who they need to shut down. I don't think so. I think the person they need to shut down who facilitates that whole team, because if he's not in it, this doesn't happen, and that's Draymond Green.
Oh, well, 100%.
And if they can shut Draymond down, that the Warriors tend to fall below par, because Draymond is the one who pushes the ball around. He's the one that gets down the court. He's the one that starts the play off. He's the one that calls a play. He's a defensive player. Oh, so I think the whole team is going to revolve around Draymond Green. I really do.
I don't disagree.
I think he's the pivot in that whole team.
I think the difference is, honestly, you got to shut Tatum down if you're going to beat the Celtics. If you shut Tatum down, you got a good shot.
That's exactly what Miami did. That's what Miami did. They shut him down. Right.
I think Wiggins can shut Tatum down. I think Wiggins can hold him down. And if not Wiggins, and Draymond.
Right.
I do agree with that. But when Draymond's not on the court, you got Kevon Looney out there, and he does an excellent job. Well, he's not the player Draymond is, but
he took when I'm sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you, but when they were playing Dallas that first game, and they got blown out of the gym like 50 points, and that's all everybody could talk about. I think
that was the series before. The Nuggets. It was the next to the last game of the Nuggets when the Nuggets just blew them up.
When they got completely blown out.
Yeah.
All right. And then he took that to heart because people didn't think he could play basketball. He did not belong in the league. And and that's the way he looked.
There was a quote. He said, I took that personal.
And he did, and ended up getting a triple-double, a double-double, got the most rebounds he's ever gotten. So it's one of these things
that through the rest of the series.
That's the question. He maintained it during that series. Can he do it during this one? Can he do it during this one?
He's only 24. He's young.
I know, but you could see him getting pretty winded, and that's sort of. But you've got to look at what they have. Look what Golden State has. They have 5 guys that can come in and replace the first 5 and not miss a beat.
Exactly. Looney looks a little winded when he plays too long, but he didn't look as winded as the Joker looked, or as Doncic looked. Doncic looked like he was dying out there.
He did. He really did. And I agree with you on that one.
And I've read a million articles about how he's got to get in better shape next season.
Well, Dallas needs a big man. Period. Point blank. That's it. They need somebody inside, because they tried to run up inside, and and when they would take it to the basket, they would get it, but they had no threat inside. So they've got to have a big man. But we're not talking about them right now. We're talking about the Celtics and so
I'm taking the Warriors. Maybe in 6. I'm saying 6.
Well, you know what? And I am a Boston Celtics fan. I have been there. Paul Pierce is one heck of a role model for those of us that grown up during that time. So when you think about Paul Pierce, and you talk about Larry Bird, and you talk about how the people are actually
Kevin McHale,
and Kevin McHale, and how that team is actually moving, and how that team's actually going across, and how it's progressed to this point, I just think they're missing something this year. I really do. I think they're missing. I don't know if it's the speed or the endurance, or and I want this for Horford so bad, because he's a fellow Gator, but I just don't know that's going to happen. I think they're going to give him a good game. I don't even think it's going to go 6. I think it may go 5. Possibility to go 6, but it's one of those things. I'm not sure. I'm really not sure.
I think the Royals will take it in 5. They give away one game every series.
Yep.
I think look at the first game and you'll be able to decide. But I think Warriors are going to take it. I think Warriors have too many weapons, and the Celtics don't have enough answers for them.
We're definitely going to have to circle back to this, especially next week, because next Tuesday will actually be right in the middle of that. We'll have 2 games down because you got Thursday, Saturday, and Monday. So no, that's 3 games down. So we'll have 3 games.
I think they're giving an extra day travel time in the finals. So
that's right. I forgot. They whined and they complained that they needed an extra time to rest.
Have Thursday, Saturday, and then probably Tuesday. I think they're giving them an extra travel day.
So
a lot of them were whining that they were.
We'll get it, but you'll get an idea. You'll get an idea of whether the Warriors are going to show up and blow them out, or whether Boston's going to come back. I tell you what, we got the big news. We're going to break out after the commercial here. So let's do this. Let's go ahead and pay a couple bills. And then we will come back and we will talk about our big news. And I will actually tell you point blank who I think is going to take that series. We'll come back for that in just a minute.
Oh, and by the way, Dana says Celtics also.
Of course she does.
Because that proves my point. That proves my point. The Warriors will win.
All right, here we go.
All right.
Need a website for your business? Let Shadowfox Design help. We will design and build your website so you have more time for your business. We will help with all your online needs so you have more time for your customers. Learn more and get started now by going to www.shadowfox.design. Research less and relax more with eTravel Anytime. Let us help you decide which Sandals destination is best for your romantic getaway, or help you choose the family resort that is best for your vacation. We can also help you decide which cruise is best for you and your family. Tell us your preferences and we can narrow down your choices. Contact us today so we can help you plan your next vacation. Call 229-300-3691.
Hey.
Hey.
We are back, guys.
We'll be back.
We're back.
Here again. Hello, Margaret.
Hello, sir.
Hello, Governor. Hello, Governor. All right. So, first of all, my pick. Man, this is hard. This is difficult. Because I don't want to go against my team, but I'm going to have to go against them. And as I said before, I think Boston can probably take this in 5. I don't know that they're going to get to 6, but
Boston?
Not Boston. I mean, Golden State. So I'm going to call it 6. I'm going to call it 6, but I'm going to call it closer than everybody thinks. I think it's going to come down to 2-3, and I think Boston is going to come back. Now, I'll change my mind next week, I'm sure, but I think I'm going to go Boston. I think Boston's going to take this one.
Boston and how many? In 6?
How many points you want? Yeah, I think Boston's going to take it in 6.
I say Golden State in 6.
See, and you know, which is probably true. And after I see that first game, I'm going to be shooting myself in the foot.
And there's going to be at least 2 blowout games, one for each team.
You think so? Because you don't think they're going to show up?
I think at least one time Golden State's just going to completely frazzle and they'll get blown out. And then another time they'll blow Boston out. That's just the way they roll.
Well, I really think that Golden State is the team to beat. I really think that everybody has counted Golden State the team to beat since in the middle of the season because they got Klay back. We haven't even talked one thing about Klay Thompson.
That's my basketball boyfriend, Klay Thompson.
Yeah, and so it's one of those things that you turn around here and you say, you know, we've talked about all those other people, but Klay he's that guy that nobody really looks at, but he's the guy that brings in all the points. So
8 threes in that last game in the closeout against Dallas. He had 8 threes.
Yeah, for sure. So I'm gonna take Boston in 6. I think it's gonna be close all the way though. And I reserve the right to change my mind right now. And you can hear the ATVs in the background.
How well Jaylen Brown how well Jaylen Brown and I don't know his first name, White, play. They're going to make a big difference.
For sure.
But I don't think Jaylen Brown and White are in the same category as Klay Thompson and Jordan Poole.
Right.
Maybe
Okay.
Jaylen Brown, but not White for sure. He's good, but I don't think he's as good as the others.
All right, we're prolonging this enough.
All right, go ahead.
So, the Armchair Sports family here, we've had several different co-hosts and several different hosts doing this and doing that. And before anybody says anything, yes, Dana is still with us. Dana is just on vacation. Dana is at the beach right now with her son, where she should be to have that time away and mental health. So Dana is going nowhere. For those of you that thought maybe Dana was leaving, nope, that's not true. Also, Mama T still going to be coming back on and off, just like she's doing now, filling in. But what we're doing is, at this point, we have added a new host. He will be coming to you from, what was the city again?
McDonough.
McDonough, Georgia. He has played a little bit, and Mama T's going to get into his bio in just a minute. He's played a little bit of semi-pro ball. He's from New York. He played in New York for several teams, not just in New York, but all over the place. He's got a big family, which I'm a big family guy. He's a really nice guy. He's a really good cat. I think that he's going to benefit our show and the people on our show with his knowledge of football and his knowledge of basketball. Yes, I have talked to him. I've personally had conversation with him, so I know what his background is. I know who he is, and I'm gonna let Mama T tell you a little bit more about it, and Chris is gonna show a picture of him, and we'll talk about it after she gives you his bio. Go ahead, Chris.
All right. So our new on-air personality, that's what we're calling them. We're personalities.
I got a personality for you.
Oh boy.
His name is Nyan Hernandez. Grew up in Buffalo, New York, but we're not going to hold it against him because he's a Yankee. But now lives here in Georgia, moved down here with us. He grew up playing football, basketball in high school, and then he moved on to play some semi-pro football for several teams. So he knows his football. He knows his sports. So we're excited to have that here. He's also a personal trainer. So I don't know. Did Chris throw the picture up? I can't see it.
Yeah, there he is right there.
He's a personal trainer, as you can see. Whew. Anyway.
He's even hot for me. What can I say?
He's into contact sports. So he likes boxing. He likes taekwondo. I think he does a little maybe MMA stuff. You can look him up on Facebook, and some of his stuff's Nyan Almighty is his Facebook page. But we're really excited to have him come in and give us, his take on things. Somebody new to argue with Roger.
Oh, sure. That's definite. And I think you go ahead.
But no, that's all.
I think he's going to be a great addition to our team. I think he's going to be able to give a different side of the story, especially from his point of view as being a professional athlete. I think he's going to be able to bring in some of that stuff that I just don't know about. And you know what? I think I know everything, and I do. I just won't let you guys know that. But it's one of those things. I think he's gonna give us that extra boost that we need. I think it's going to be pretty cool. Plus, he said he would be my physical trainer, and he said he'll get me down to 125 pounds. And he said I could join our last week on our show. We had the CrossFit people, so I could go work out with the CrossFit people in his direction. And he said that 125 pounds and 6 foot tall. He said I'd be looking like him. Okay, maybe not.
Like a skeleton.
Chris, what are you laughing about, bro?
Your skeleton weighs more than 125 pounds.
I'm only 5'10" and I weigh 150, so.
Good Lord. Maybe I better think this. I better rethink this personal trainer thing, huh?
225. 225 would be a better.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Versus 300, I guess 225 would be, right? I'd be dropping off a whole person. Almost. I'd be dropping off a Chris. Anyway, So yeah, I think it's going to be a good thing. And again, I want to give a shout out to the people from the CrossFit there in Valdosta who came on the show last week. I'm really, really excited to get back there and kind of see what I can get going with them, to get some things rolling with me. But I wanted to give them a shout out. And the Georgia Beer Company, I want to give you guys a shout out. So I really think that this is going to be a great opportunity for us and for Armchair Sports. I think we're going to be able to do a lot of different things. And I mean, again, with the different perspective that he has, we can probably argue a little bit. There's going to be some stuff that we're going to agree on.
You can argue with anybody.
Of course I can. Ask Jimmy. Anyway, well, who doesn't talk much? Chris, right? And me and Chris argue all the time, don't we, Chris?
Oh, yeah. Although I'm not arguing with you at the moment, but I happen to
That's
agree
one of
with
his
you.
talents.
Yeah, it's one of his talents is to agree with me to argue. Agree to argue with me. That's it. So yeah, so he'll be coming on, and I think that everything is gonna what's that song? Everything's gonna be all right. Anyway, I should have been a singer. I could have made millions. So anyway, there was something else about him that we wanted to talk about, but I forgot about it. So I guess we won't talk about it. But he's going to be on the show next week. He was going to come on this week, but he had prior arrangements and engagements. So he also is.
Coached. I forgot he coached his. Coached his son's football team to a national
championship. Yep. Or right in they were in the championship game or something. I don't remember exactly. I think it was championship, but you can go see all his information. Go to his Facebook. You can go to our. Chris is going to have it uploaded and everything to our website and all our other places that you can actually get a hold of him. And so he's got a great family. I look forward to meeting his wife and kids. They're great people. I talked to her on the phone for about 2 hours one night. So it's one of those things that I really am glad that they put us with him. And I think he's going to be a great addition to our show. So I'll quit saying stuff about him and we'll move on. So, okay, Tracy, now is your time to pick your hockey team.
You don't know zero about hockey. Who's even in it? Hold on.
No, I didn't say go on the internet and pick a team.
I didn't see who's in the finals.
Yeah, there's nobody in the finals because they haven't gotten to the finals yet.
They haven't got to the finals yet? Yeah.
No.
The Oilers Avalanche.
They haven't started the finals yet, have they? No, that's a conference final.
Hang on.
It's not the actual final.
Right,
see, you bring Tracy on here. You bring Mama T.
The Oilers and the Avalanche and the Rangers and I don't know who this is, the Canadians. Lightning.
The Canucks. NFL prediction. Experts pick both the conference semifinals for the Stanley Cup. So they're in the semifinals right now. And most of the experts right now, if I'm reading this correctly, they're saying the Western Conference Finals is the Avalanche are going to win. And then the Eastern Conference Finals, they're saying that the Rangers are going to win. So with that being said, I know nothing about hockey. And this is one of the biggest hockey places around here. We're up in northern Vermont at the Canada border. And I still can't tell you anything about hockey.
Isn't the Lightning from Tampa?
Yes. One of the Tampa teams just booted. They just booted another Tampa team. So yes, they had two Tampa teams in not the semifinal, but the quarterfinals.
So it's the Rangers versus the Lightning.
Right. And the Avalanche versus.
This series is just getting started.
Right. The Avalanche versus the Oilers.
Okay, I'm going for the Lightning.
Oh, well, you don't know nothing about it. I'll tell you more about this next week.
I'm still going for the Lightning.
I don't know anything about it, and I'll have to research.
Where are the Oilers from?
Well, usually it's from Houston, but let's see.
Edmonton.
Oh, they're from Canada.
Yeah. Okay, I'm going for the Edmonton Oilers and the Tampa Bay Lightning in the finals.
So in other words, what you're doing is you're just going underdogs all the way around.
I'm just guessing. Yeah.
Yeah, that's complete underdogs all the way around.
Yeah,
You got a number
fine.
1 and a number 4 and a number 2 and a number 3. And you picked the number 4 and the number 3 to win.
I did.
When all the experts pick completely opposite of you.
And when I'm right, you're going to eat those words.
Do what you gotta do. Is that what they say?
The
So,
Lightning
Chris-
won recent times. The Lightning's won it.
Chris, who do you pick?
For what?
Chris ain't even listening to the show. Come on, man. So, okay, Chris, I would tell you what. If you had a chance to meet Bezos or the guy that does the Teslas, what's his name?
Elon Musk.
Yeah. So if you had a choice to meet one of those two people, now Chris is our nerd, so we got to ask him. Look, there's my baby girl. Which one would you want to meet, Musk or the other one?
Elon Musk, most assuredly.
Why is that? Why wouldn't you pick? Why wouldn't you go the other way?
I find him much more intriguing.
Like, what do you say intriguing? What's intriguing about him?
He's just, he has a lot of thoughts in his head that I think would be interesting to talk about. And
He also has a lot of children.
I know nothing about that.
Yeah, he was there. He saw that.
He has like 8 kids.
Wow.
So what would be so intriguing? What would be so intriguing for you to ask? If you had one question to ask Elon Musk, what would you ask him?
Why are you so weird?
All right, Tracy. It's not
No,
your
I
question.
know exactly why he appears that way. I don't think he's weird at all. I think that, like some of us, he has interesting things that make him more interesting. I believe that he's neurodivergent and is just an interesting person.
Well, if you had, with all that being said, if you had one question, what would you ask him?
I don't know. Put me on the spot never does a good thing.
No, it is never a good
It's never a good
But-
thing because I can never think of something right on the spot.
Well,
I need time to
that's the thing.
prepare.
I know you need time to prepare, but that's what I like. I like to find out about you, and if I put you on the spot, then that's finding out the true you. Whether you have to research and find different answers or whatever. I just want to know how you said he's interesting. So, if you had to ask him an interesting question, what would it be?
I have no idea.
Did he ever
Where'd you
pick
go?
a guy on Twitter?
Oh,
Did you
my
have
dad's
what?
pick is Tampa, by the way,
Good pick, Paul.
for the NHL. Well, he's
Come
from
on.
Tampa, so that's probably why.
I was gonna say,
Paul and I stand in solidarity.
yeah. Come on, guys. That's why you guys sit on the sidelines and us real people get up front. We ain't worried about it.
I have a question for Elon Musk.
Okay, what's that?
Did he get a refund for that plastic surgery that went bad?
No. Why you got to be so mean? Don't be so mean.
Oh,
That's hate.
the
the
Boston
People weird
Celtics 39 minutes ago posted, "It's crazy how many people think that we're going to put away the GSW easily. This is no way that this would be a walk in the park, and in my eyes, we're clearly the underdogs, and this is definitely a David versus Goliath scenario. We've had the most grueling postseason. We're beaten, bruised, and tired, and we have young, raw talent with 0 finals experience. Not to mention we barely scraped by Game 7 against the Heat." I don't know if this is actually the Boston Celtics. Somebody wrote it.
That's them.
You want me
prime
let me tell you what they're doing. What they're doing is saying that they're backing everybody, but what they want to do is
they're trying to downplay so they can
downplay the expectation. Yep, you're exactly right.
They go on to say we're going against a monster team with veteran finals experience and the greatest shooting threat in the history of the NBA, who has 1,000% more experience in these clutch moments. I wish people would properly rate us and our probability for success. Yes, we match up with the GSW better than any other team in the NBA, but are we confident that our players will show up for 7 games considering the slumps we've had? It will take near perfect play from everyone to beat this team.
Well,
they're
you know
playing
what?
for me, but they ain't wrong. I mean,
Yeah,
whoever
you know
ain't
what?
wrong.
You know what? I would say the same thing, even though that I believe that I believe in my team. If you start believing the hype, then the hype becomes too real for you, and you can't live up to expectations. So play down the hype, and then when you do win, it tastes the victory is so much better. So
I mean, Elon Musk was not born in the United States.
We ain't talking about Elon Musk. Now we done moved on from that. Come on, you want to hate on somebody.
I thought he was born in South Africa.
He is born in South Africa. I didn't know that.
That's cool.
So is he an American?
Well, he moved to Canada at 17. His mother was Canadian. You know what? I don't know if he's a citizen or not, honestly.
I wonder if
it says he has United States citizenship. So
that means unless he's gone through the process of becoming a citizen, or he came here and went to high school.
Then, no, he didn't come here until college.
Well, then he had to go through the process of becoming a citizen then.
Yeah. Anyway, I just thought that was interesting. I didn't know he was from South Africa.
Yeah. So, Chris, you got anything else, big man?
No, I just been on Reddit lately. I think it's interesting.
So what have you read it?
Well, that's what I was just reading. So it was on a subreddit regarding the Boston Celtics. And it was actually somebody named Silktrocity that wrote that. And then...
And then what?
Oh, well, I was just reading some of the comments. It was interesting.
Yeah, it is, and you know what? Each team's going to downplay what they're doing. And we got to go against a great team. If you went in there saying, "Oh no, we're the best, we're going to be the best," don't worry about it. Then when you get shellacked, then somebody they're going to come back and say, "Guess what? You were wrong." Da 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 da. Why'd you say that?
I mean, they're poor, pitiful men, but they ain't wrong. Yeah. I mean, the Warriors got way more playoff experience and.
For sure. And they got the best shooter in the NBA right now. Verbatim, that is the best shooter in the NBA.
Yeah.
And why he has not got an MVP yet, I don't know.
Well, he should have got it one year when they gave it to Durant.
he should have got it this year.
Who does Adebayo play for?
Miami Heat.
Oh, Miami Heat. Someone said the most aggressive thing he's done all year is rip his jersey.
That's not true. He did. He actually played. He played a good series against Boston. He really did.
Read an article about Bam Adebayo guarding Jason Tatum, and they said that when they get to the Warriors, they'll do any switching they need to do not to have Draymond Green on Jason Tatum.
Right, that's true, and you're exactly right, and that's
what want Draymond. They didn't want none of that.
That's what Miami was doing. Not Miami. That's what who did the Warriors play just before this? They played Dallas. That's what Dallas was doing. Dallas was switching to get
Wiggins, but Wiggins shut him down.
No. He wasn't. He was switching to get Curry on him, but that's when Curry decided every time he came up, he was going to switch with Wiggins, so that way Wiggins would be on him. But they knew that he could overshoot Curry, so they were targeting him. You watch, you're going to see the same thing. I'm telling you, you're going to see the same thing from Boston. But what we'll do?
They don't want none of that smoke Draymond brings.
They don't. I mean, he's a good cat. I gotta give him credit. That is probably one of the most intense basketball player. He needs to shut his mouth once in a while because he runs his mouth too much and he causes his own problems. Because when he runs his mouth, they want to look at everything he's doing, and then he can't get away with anything.
I know.
So if he shut his mouth, he'd be better off. But that's his game. That's how he plays. That's his game. So you can only allow him to play his game. And when he fouls out, you got to have somebody to come in and make the difference. But we're going to talk NFL next week. We're going to talk about the playoffs. We're going to have more about the hockey playoffs next week. But
I'll actually try to investigate something for next week.
Okay, you do that.
Maybe I'll
Chris, you got anything else?
Nope. That ought to do it for me.
Mama T, you got anything else?
No, I'm good.
You sure?
No, I'm good.
You're holding it in. Hold it, Mama T. Hold it. Look at it. Go ahead. You can say it. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I was just looking up Elon Musk's citizenship.
Go ahead.
Evidently, he has citizenship, and he's a naturalized U.S. citizen, but he also has Canadian and South African citizenship.
He bought that shit.
That's pretty
anyway,
cool.
All right, we're out of here. All right, guys, we'll see you again next week.
Bye.
And look up Mr. Fernandez. He's one of our new co-hosts. We'll look forward to seeing you guys next week. Dana,
Hey,
put on
I can still
sunscreen.
take him in a Oklahoma drill, evidently.
Yeah, evidently he want no part of you.
No part of me.
We're telling Dana, everybody have one thing to say to Dana. I say put on sunscreen. What do you say, Tracy?
Have fun. Enjoy your time with your son.
What do you say, Chris?
Margaritaville.
He ain't get drunk. All right, he didn't want to say it that way, but we got the hint. All right, guys, we'll circle back next week.